Good day, human LatiosAzurill. This is LatiosAzurill, and welcome to the 4th battle of the Western Pokemon League for the Philadelphia Froakies. So, this time we take on Mega-Metagross and the Manaphy Philadalphae. So, right from the get-go, I pretty much figured this is a battle I'm gonna lose, because 2 words. Tapu Koko. The only ones on my team who can really take a decent hit from Tapu Koko are pretty much Bulu, provided that it's a Thunderbolt. Even then, if the electric terrain is up, it's still going to hit pretty hard. If it's Specs, we're going to have a problem. And Cresselia, if I can already have set up a Calm Mind. If there's no setup, it would still probably be a 2-hit KO. But Cresselia wouldn't be able to do too much of that thing anyway. So with Cresselia, it's all about setting up, since it's not invested in either offensive stats anyway. Besides, I don't run any physical moves to begin with. So the big thing with Cresselia was, I did actually, for this battle, because I knew he was going to bring in Gliscor, I did replace Moonblast with Ice Beam in order to accommodate for that, because I figured that thing could Toxic Saw, and that could be a problem. So I figured Ice Beam overall for this battle would probably help the most, except if he switches into Incineroar. Cresselia cannot take care of the Incineroar because I have no moves that will do any damage to it. I have Ice Beam and Psychic. Psychic won't do any damage, and Ice Beam is resisted. I mean, Moonblast would have been neutral, but not stab, so whatever the case, it's fine. Now, the thing that really worried me, though, was the Tapu Koko. So I did put Earthquake on Aerodactyl, even though it doesn't get the Tough Claw boost. At least this should do some damage, especially because Aerodactyl's like the only member of my team who I can be sure can outspeed the Tapu Koko. And Aerodactyl does not want to take a Thunderbolt, especially if it's Specs. Now, Espeon, I put Hidden Power Ground on Espeon just to be safe, because once again, Espeon is sashed, so I know I can get a hit in assuming he doesn't set up rocks, and that would really help out with that Tapu Koko. Especially because I don't know what else I can do to that thing. I don't really have a Poison type in my team. I don't have a Ground type in my team. I pretty much, that thing can wreck my entire team. I have an Assault Vest and Volcanion, but Volcanion, even with the Assault Vest, especially if that thing has the Electric Terrain up and its Specs, then Volcanion's going to be in trouble. If it's Scarf, then I'm probably in trouble even with Aerodactyl. Cinccino is kind of, Cinccino is just kind of there. I like running Cinccino for the potential hacks because they're in King's Rock Skill Link, haha, whatever. Tapu Bulu is basically, it can take some hits, it can set up a Sword Stance, and it can just do some damage. I did switch out Mega Horn for Stone Edge just because I do know A, there's an Incineroar he could easily switch in. B, there is that Toucannon, and C, honestly, it's just, it can be more versatile, to be honest. So, let's actually get into the battle. So I am going to be leading off with the Cinccino. While he sees the, he goes into Diancie, he's actually going to switch out, so he's not going to set up any wall. He's going to go right into Gliscor, knowing that I'm going to go for a Bullet Seed. So I see he actually said he gets the Toxic Orb off on himself, so he's going to get the Poison Heal. I just want to get this thing to flinch, but he's going to set up a Substitute. So you know what, I figure I'm going to keep going for the Bullet Seed, because this way I can eventually break the Substitute and potentially get a flinch on him. So he's running that Sub Protect, which I have mixed feelings about. I'd be lying if really, it would be a hypocrite if I hated too much on it, because I've run it before. In Little Cup mostly, though. So he's going to get the Toxic down on my Cinccino. I know he's going to Protect, so I'm just going to switch an Aerodactyl here. And I have Ice Fang, so that's goodbye Gliscor. I think Ice Fang might be a weird move to run on Aerodactyl, but I like having that coverage. So I'm going to go back into Cinccino here, pretty much as a sacrifice, because at Porygon 2. I'm going to miss the Tail Slap, not that it mattered, because he would have recovered anyway. I might have gotten the flinch, but it didn't make that big a difference. At this point, he's going to go into Diancie. I didn't know he was going to go into Diancie. I went for a knockoff, but I'm going to get into Toxic. Whatever, I was hoping to get that Eviolite off. But instead, he's going to go back into his Porygon 2. I'm just going to go for Iron Heads, because, an Iron Head, because I wanted to get a flinch, and he's going to switch into Porygon 2, he's going to go for an Ice Beam, I'm going to go into Espeon, he's going to go into the Incineroar. Now, expecting the Incineroar, actually I was expecting the Tapu Koko, I went for an HP Ground, and on the second one on the Incineroar, I'm going to get a KO, so it really worked out that I had an HP Ground on Espeon. Of course, Espeon's not going to take a Volt Switch into Tapu Koko with the Electric Terrain up, so he's going to go back into his Porygon 2. That Tapu Koko does kind of bother me, of course. I'm going to set up a Sword Stance from Tapu Bulu, but he is going to get the Thunder Wave paralysis on me. So I'm going to go for a Brick Break. Not going to do enough taking the Porygon 2, but Bulu, I mean, can at least did some damage on the Porygon 2. It's going to take me down with an Ice Beam, so it didn't go for a recover there. I'm going to miss a Stone Edge, though, which is really huge. Because that Stone Edge, if I would have crit, would have taken down the Porygon 2, but it's not going to. So, Iron Head didn't get the flinch. To preserve my Aerodactyl, I'm just going to switch into Cresselia here. And this is when things start getting interesting. He's going to go into his Diancie. I'm going to Calm Mind. Pretty much at this point, he's going to set up his Stealth Rocks. Probably would have helped him more if he did it earlier on, but either way, he's going to go for his Diamond Storm, setting up his physical defense. I don't care about his physical defense. I just need to keep Cresselia alive, and that Diancie, based on this damage, unless it crits, cannot take down Cresselia. So I am in really good shape, because Bold Cresselia is really good, so I'm just going to set up a Moonlight at this point. All I have to do is go for Calm Mind and Moonlight for now, because honestly, this is all you can hope for when setting up. So at this point, I'm at +3. Half health, I'm going to go for Psychic, take down that Diancie, he's going to go into Toucannon, I'm going to live the Brave Bird. Of course, I'm going to go for a Moonlight. I figure, you know what, he can probably take himself down from the recoil. Of course, I'm not going to make him do that because I'm not that guy. I'm eventually going to, as soon as I get to like near full health, I'm going to let him take me down to about half health, a little more than that, and I'm just going to Ice Beam and take down the Toucannon. I'm at +3. I mean, I could go to +4, I easily could have, but I figured, you know what, enough's enough. He goes into Porygon 2, and at this point I figure, you know, he's going to paralyze me. I need more bulk. I need to be able to live a few hits from Tapu Koko. Since if he's going into a Porygon 2, which is pretty much a Stallmon, I don't feel as bad about using Cresselia here. So, I'm just going to be fully parried. It really doesn't matter too much. At this point, the Cresselia is paralyzed. I'm going to go for a Moonlight to make sure I can live some more hits. The fact that I'm paralyzed is actually good, because that means he can't get a Freeze or a Burn on me, which would do residual damage, especially because I only have so many Moonlights. So I'm okay with the paralysis, especially because I can take a hit or two from Tapu Koko. He's going to go for a Thunder, because he wants to go all in there, but he's going to miss the Thunder. It really didn't even matter at that point, because he's going to go for Psychic, land through, even if it took me 2 Psychics, because it would have been a 2-hit KO anyway with the Thunder. Either way, Tapu Koko is going to go down, and Cresselia is at +4, going to bring us another W. So Cresselia was definitely, in my opinion, Cresselia was definitely the MVP for that battle. Oh my goodness. All you have to do is, if you let the Cresselia set up, you're going to have problems. Because once Cresselia sets up, you need a powerful physical attacker, so probably, if he would have preserved his Incineroar, he probably would have had a much better chance at winning, because once I'm at +4, I have trouble switching out. I'd have to, at that point, sacrifice my Cresselia, and then I have problems. I didn't even really have to use my Volcanion, which is kind of a good thing, because Volcanion wouldn't have done too much to Tapu Koko anyway, and Tapu Koko was my biggest fear on that team, of course, mostly because of my own type coverage and weaknesses. But, once again, Cresselia is just a monster. It can take so many hits, and once it's at +4, you're already, although it has no investment in special attack, +4 special attack, oh, sorry, not +4, +6. +6 special attack, my bad. 6 Calm Minds. It's a beast. It's a beast. You can't take it down. I don't know what else to say about that. You really can't do too much to a Cresselia once it sets up, and that's pretty much the lesson here, I suppose. I mean, we'll see what happens, I guess, next week, but thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with the next battle for the Western Pokemon League. Goodbye.